All right, so today I have Tasha here with me.
Hey guys!
If you didn't know by the title of this video already, this is the ultimate sugar-free buttercream frosting challenge. Why are you here?
I don't know. Maybe it's because I was the only one home. No, I love sugar and frosting and anything sweet, so, you know.
One thing that I did on this test was to make all the recipes exactly the same based on very common, most popular recipes for each of these different sweeteners. And then I did one of my own inventions. So one of these frostings is actually one that I just kind of came up with, invented, because there wasn't really a good recipe for a buttercream frosting using the VitaFiber or this Pure Monk. So I made one of these with a combination of these two. And some Arrowroot starch or Arrowroot powder. So that'll be interesting. So Tasha, here's a spoon for you.
Okay, I'll start on the one closest to me.
Okay.
I'll take a little bit.
Get a little bit bigger than that. You gotta get a good taste. There you go.
I know. It's a little bit hard to get. It's cold.
Yeah, I did put them in the fridge for a little bit, so.
It was okay at first, but then it kind of gets like, almost reminds me of like cream cheese.
Okay.
Kind of.
Let me taste it. So that was the lakanto, whatever you call it, made with cream cheese. So I'll put that recipe up. Pretty strong aftertaste of the monk fruit.
Yeah, not bad initially, but the aftertaste, not great.
Yeah, it's like the aftertaste. Like after you swallowed it, and then a minute later, you can still taste that monk fruit little. So I made the recipe exactly as they said. If you don't like that, you can just reduce the amount of the sweetener you put in, and you'll get a little bit more of the cream cheese taste. All right, next one.
Okay. Oh, this one's softer. Is this butter?
Ready? Wait for the aftertaste. Okay, so this is my own creation.
It tastes like butter.
So I intentionally made it very buttery. Like I didn't sweeten it too much because I did make it with the VitaFiber. I put 1/4 cup of this in. I didn't want to put too much of this in because, what do they call it? It's a prebiotic fiber, and they recommend you shouldn't have more than about 40 grams of this in a day. So it's not quite sweet enough to sweeten the frosting. So I put in about, for the size of recipe I did, I put in about 1/8 of a teaspoon of this. And I didn't want to make it too strong, so I would get that strong aftertaste like this other one. All right, next one.
Okay, this one, right?
Yep.
All right. This one's definitely a lot stiffer than the other one.
I can't contaminate my samples.
I'm very confused. It was like a roller coaster of like it's like...
A little bit granular, has a little bit of a sugary, crisp, crunchy to it, right?
It was like it got colder in my mouth.
Yeah, it got kind of cold, but the aftertaste is very mild.
Yeah, I mean, like it was good. It's not what I was expecting. It was very confusing. It's like when you kind of like suck on it, and then it like, instead of it like getting like warmer in your mouth, like it starts to get cooler and it almost feels like more like less stiff, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
With like everything combined, I would say, yeah, that's the best one so far.
So that was the one from the blue dish, which is the Swerve. So this was the most popular sugar-free recipe that I found, and it was made with Swerve or an equivalent of this. Go ahead and taste the next one.
Okay. This one tastes like regular, just regular sugar.
Yeah, it does. It's pretty obvious that one's sugar, but I'm gonna double check my secret. Yes, that one is the sugar. Yeah. It's interesting though, because it doesn't taste as good as I thought it was going to. Still really good though.
Yeah, it is.
If the Swerve didn't have that cooling effect, they're pretty close. I mean, pretty darn close.
Yeah.
All right, so the last one is this one, which was the Monkfruit Sweetner, which is actually erythritol and monk fruit. So this is mostly erythritol sweetened more with monk fruit. And
oh, look, it says 0 aftertaste.
yeah, it does say 0 aftertaste on there. So
let's test that.
this is made, so the same recipe that they said to make it with the cream cheese, which is the first one we tasted. I thought, to be fair to compare it to the others, I made the same recipe but with butter.
Oh, so they lied. It does have an aftertaste.
Well, that one definitely had an aftertaste, right?
Yes.
All right, so this is the one with butter. And the erythritol has a reputation of having kind of a cooling effect.
It still has the aftertaste.
Yeah, it still does. And it's a weird, that monk fruit is a weird aftertaste because it's like, isn't it like the first 30 seconds you're eating it, you're like, yeah, it's not bad. It's actually pretty good. And then it's like once your mouth has...
Like once you finish eating it and you're just kind of like sitting there not like doing anything, and
then
you're
it's
just
like,
breathing.
Nom, 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 yeah.
Then it's like, ew, it tastes like burnt plastic or something.
Yeah, it's got a plasticky sort of taste to it.
Yes, that's
so,
gross.
but the interesting thing is, that's sort of a common side effect of being too sweet. So I'm gonna put the recipes up here as I made them. If you like the monk fruit and you're looking for a good buttercream frosting, I would say scale back the sweetener. Like even be drastic, start with half the amount, taste it, because you're just mixing it, right? You can taste it and then slowly add more until it gets the right sweetness that you want. That's what I was doing with this one. And I got it to the point where it still tastes very buttery. Like it almost tastes like a sweet butter.
Yes. Like you could put that on like a scone or something.
Yes, this would make great scone butter. Ooh, wow, I just got really, I should find a Plant Paradise, a grain-free scone. Yeah, so this is definitely a good buttery one. So if you want to see my special homemade recipe for a buttery flavor.
You can put it on pancakes too.
You can put this on pancakes. Yeah, it's definitely got a nice sweet, ooh, yeah, you're coming up with all good ideas.
I like sweet stuff, what can I say?
I just a tiny bit at a time. Because monk fruit is very, very, very sweet. And if you go too far, it does taste like burnt plastic.
Yes, yes it does.
So I think the winner is the Swerve for the sugar-free ones. So if you're gonna go for the sugar-free buttercream frosting, Swerve is the clear winner so far.
Yes.
Okay, well.
Okay.
Thank you for joining our awesome frosting taste testing. And I think Tasha's gonna finish this a little bit off and then I gotta hide this from her.
Probably, yes.
All right, everyone, thanks again. Let us know in the comments if you like this video, you want to see more. If you have any other suggestions for things you want us to kind of do a comparison on, taste test recipe-wise, let us know. We will do it for you.
Yes.
All right, thanks everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.